Go live! Go live! We're live. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is Schmuel Buckman broadcasting tonight from Queens, New York. And I have a story about Queens and Long Island a little later on. And welcome my co-host, Mr. Dave Sarah.
Hello.
Who's learned from Kevin Brennan that you eat during the show.
That's damn right, especially when it's not your show. If it was my show, I wouldn't be eating during it.
Yeah,
I have respect for my audience.
Oh, I thought it was our show, Dave. You know, it was only
very clear to you. It's not. This is your show. This is your gig. This is your thing.
It was only my. I thought it was only my show until we got. You know, I have 98 subscribers, so.
You know, and then you just be like, "Hey, can you clip?
Can you fix this for me?
Can you make me an overlay? Oh, the overlay is clipping on the S on the Schmuel. Can you change it? Ugh.
Ozone. So it's very interesting. We decided to go live. We always go live on Tuesdays between 6:45 and 7 p.m. And I just got a punks going live text from one Ray DeVito at 7:05. I also understand that several other of the bigger names are on, so I appreciate everybody being here. And I am going to send Ray a link.
We'll ride their We'll ride their wake.
Yeah, let's hope.
And you know, Melton's got a pretty big wake, right?
I was trying not to say his name so people didn't go, "Oh, Melton's on. Let's just switch over." But once again, Dave.
No, what a pussy you are. Shut up. No, you name him.
Again.
You said Ray, and you said another one, but then you don't want to name the big whale?
Why? I didn't want to name the big whale.
You're going to be pissed when you find out Tuki's live, too. Ha ha.
Tuki is live at 9. That's why we do this at this time, so we don't.
Okay.
We do this so we don't compete. And, but.
Yeah, but then you always schedule shit during BYB, and you ask me to come on. Like, how do you expect me to do that, though? So when you say you don't compete, you do, but you only compete against the people you care about competing against. I only compete.
Wait, no. I don't go on against BYB, and when I go on against BYB, I tell you don't have to come on. Correct? I know you don't want to compete against BYB.
I don't have to come on.
I spoke to. Speaking of BYB, I spoke to the Quad Father today, and yeah, I was trying to not mention the competition there, Dan, but my co-host decided we're going to do it. I don't see Ray as competition. I don't think anybody that watches me watches Ray. But
let's count how many shows you've done and how many of them have Ray as a topic.
He does. I know he does watch them because he. I do get texts. Hey, stop saying that about me.
Well, I did get a Ray DeVito-esque text from Gino, which was funny. He was like, "I'm going live at a certain time on Rumble, blah, blah." I was like, "Oh, no, Gino, thanks." And then he proceeded to shit on Ray right afterwards, which was very funny.
Yeah, well, man, he's definitely got Ray stuff going on there, man. Hold on, kids. I have
I'm sick of these people not fessing up to being fans of the Dabbleverse. It's their guilty pleasure. It's just like Red Bar back in the day. It's their guilty little pleasure, and they're too afraid to say it.
Exactly. And Mint Diggity, you're correct. It was the real live Ray. People on here were saying, Ray's not in the chat. That wouldn't be Ray. That's fake Ray. I got a text immediately after the show, and it was the real Ray. And not only was it the real Ray, I have found that Ray actually does watch our show because he seems to know quite a bit about what's going on. So that's the deal. And wait, what's this? Wait till Teamster Tim finally has enough of them. Will he be a 50 52-year-old orphan. Teamster Tim actually does, but I think they're all grown. And without doxing them, Tim does have kids. Tim is actually, I don't know how to explain this, but Tim is a good guy, and he says Ray is like the perfect house guest because you don't hear from him. He just moves on. So, speaking of Ray, did you happen to see any of BYB last night?
No, I did not.
So, if you can
Yeah, spicy jalapenos.
What is it? Spicy jalapeno pizza?
No, enchilada from last night. Whew.
Oh, wow. Wow. Sounds delicious. So, as per normal, I'm not prepared, but hang on a second. I want to see if we can get where we can get into this. I don't know. I didn't clip it. I don't really want to go into the wrong place, but let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Present. I wanted to stalk. I was gonna start with Ray, but then my co-host disappeared. So let me try and see if I pulled this at the right place. I don't know if I did, but we'll find out. We will find out.
A bunch of people in the chat remember. Okay, so
and you can't hear that, can you?
Yeah, beloved chatter. Yeah, because that was about the time.
You can hear Quad?
Beloved, you were security for Ray.
Are you able to hear Quad?
Yes, thumbs up. Yes,
down there, like protecting Ray from getting beat up.
What the hell did I do?
Yes, okay, and then Schmuel saying Gino said he recorded Norman in the bathroom, but that's
probably because your desktop sound is not matching the sound that you have set for StreamYard.
It may have been near a bathroom or something along those lines, but I watched the video.
Well, we're going to find out, buddy. We're going to
wait, Quad, is it a case of Ray heard the word hallway and pissing and automatically thought?
There we go. Ray's pissing in the hallway. Yeah, that's where he thinks people go to the bathroom. Automatically, that's what came to mind, right?
Yep.
All right, Schmuel, you're locked and loaded if you want it. All right, let's go ahead and finish this. I kind of lost where we're.
All right.
100%. Does anyone else remember this happening?
I don't remember the live stream itself.
So we all saw the Gino video with the bathroom saying it was in the bathroom.
Yeah, that came after the video Quad is watching, though.
So
came a day later.
Right. Ours came. The video we showed came on Saturday.
Yes.
But the video Quad is talking about was from a year ago. Now,
right.
Let's start this. Try not to say anything, and let's listen.
That or in a gym locker room.
Come on, he's doing comedy. He's gonna smoke. Ray don't do comedy. What the hell?
Yeah, he does. He's an open micer. He's one of the most famous middles from Cleveland. One of the famous slows from Cleveland.
Cleveland slows.
All right. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to derail the show.
No, it's not derailed. Oh, you could have brought Genius if you brought Ray on, but that just didn't happen.
Ray on? I don't wear Ray on.
No, that's
nobody wears Ray on anymore.
My grandma did. She's dead.
He tried to get Ray to come on the show. Ray wouldn't do it.
Oh, this guy in the left
didn't respond. Is probably better.
This guy catch on fire and burn up in a house fire?
No, but boy, every time you could see candles would puff up whenever she walked by. It was kind of crazy. That Ray on's dangerous stuff. This dude on the left concerns me. He looks, kind of.
That first live stream, you won't realize that some of the jokes that Brennan didn't want to say. So maybe that, like.
Do you have an idea of what that joke is? Do you take a picture or no?
I didn't, unfortunately, because I was half fucking asleep myself. And I wish I did now, because where with somebody like Chad or Joey,
That's why we were smashing every pussy. Rayon? I don't wear rayon.
Rayon, no, that
in his way through reading the old super chats that he had.
You guys, who says I was banned from the stand? Because
I just think you're banned from everywhere.
yeah, because Ray DeVito's insane, and I don't know what he's telling.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, because me and Ray do a show on Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month at the stand.
Okay, so I'll be there, but I don't understand. I understand, like
Then
Ray,
you're not banned from the stand.
like Ray's insane. Like it's like I've done.
Is Kevin Brandon watching right now?
I don't think so.
Ray's
Are you on
insane.
good terms
All right, I know.
with him?
I did call into Gino's show today just to ask him some more questions. I was trying to ask him exactly. So Ray had claimed, and we'll watch that on his live stream. But apparently Gino was talking to Mark Norman. Do you guys remember that live stream that Gino did with Jim Stansel on a YouTube live stream? He took Stansel's phone that was live and walked back to the area where Ray was doing stand up. And Mark Norman happened to be in the hallway, and Gino was talking to him. And he made a joke about Ray. Mark Norman laughed, and they talked about some other bullshit for just a couple minutes, and then Gino walked off. That was the entire interaction. I watched it live, 100%. Does anyone else remember this happening?
I don't remember the live stream itself, Quad, but I do remember the talk of that and the fallout, because Gino was talking about it in Hot Water at the time.
Right.
Which made me go, okay. Yeah, so when you made reference to it earlier today, I was like, yeah, I remember that.
All right, so there you go. That's Gino talking about getting kicked out of the stand. Danny Polachuk backing it up. We'll get back to that clip because indeed there's some more relevant information inside of that, but we'll get back to it. All right, minute 45. Wow.
You won't see Liam around here no more. That I can promise you that.
What's the chances the second Ray has a chance, Liam will be back on there? What do you think?
Yeah, 100% Quad. Liam will be on within, I would say, a month.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go. Yingwei, you have any thoughts on that or not?
well, I don't know what Liam's relationship is with Ray. Are they
Gay.
friends?
It's a gay
Oh.
relationship, homosexual relationship. They're doing butt stuff.
Oh, well then he'll be back. Baby,
I'll be back.
I'll be back. He'll be back.
I'll be back.
You'll not feel. And also, like someone like sent me videos, I guess with Gino. I don't know. By the way, Danny Polachuk, who I do the show with the stand with, knows I do not talk anything about Gino. I bring Gino's name up nowhere. And someone sent me a video. Apparently, he's recording people.
Well, what
in
about
bathrooms
Franklin
now? That's what he
Scheckler?
does. Is records comedians in bathrooms.
Ray,
I know
pause
nothing.
it.
Yeah.
Ray, I know Franklin Scheckler's real name. You want to know it, Ray? I'm not going to tell you.
Ray knows it. The guy, somebody keeps putting up the guy's real name in Ray's chat.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I've known for a while.
yeah.
I know some other
About that, that
dirty.
was-
I know some other dirt on Franklin too. You better stay off of me, stupid.
Tuna Town, it's okay to be a Ray fan. Just be aware it will end in regret. I am fully aware.
It starts with regret.
No, it starts with self-hate.
Very similar to regret, don't you think?
I'm going to go back to this.
First, I heard that when someone sent me that clip, and I'm like, I know nothing about that. I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy. I don't know what he does. Just leave him alone. Like, just he's not in my just not in my thoughts. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I'm a little confused. Is he talking about Danny there, or like leave that guy alone, or is he talking about Gino? Because
I thought he was talking about Gino.
well, he was talking about Gino, and he definitely was inferring that Gino is kicked out of the stand for filming people in the bathroom, i.e., Mark Norman. That's very specifically what the conversation is about. So that's why I called Gino live on his stream today. I was like, what's this bathroom shit about? And then he was like, yeah, I was doing this Instagram live stream. And I was like, no, you were on Jim Stansel's Ski Mask Collective show. And you were definitely grabbed Stansel's phone. And he was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I remembered better than Gino even did. But there was no bathroom. They were standing in a hallway by the bottom of a stairwell.
I wonder
saw
why.
it.
Pretty wild, though. So I call in a minute. I don't really want to play myself, but I got annoyed at Quad for this. I'm like,
Okay.
Ray didn't make this up. These are Gino's own words. So Quad is no, Gino, you're wrong. You don't remember it right. I remember it right. But let's go.
I watched it live. I don't know if anyone else out there remembers that or saw it, but if you did in the chat, you can just give us a 1. But yeah. So. Oh God, here, Schmuel. I'll send you the fucking link if you have something to say about it, buddy. I'm not covering for Gino. If Gino actually filmed the guy
That was me chatting in that Quad was covering.
Oh,
Gino.
was it? No way.
in the bathroom, I would
That
be
was
saying
you?
he absolutely fucking did it, dude. There's no doubt in my no doubt in the world. I'll send you the link anyway, Schmuel, if you want. I don't know. Send Schmuel the link if he's got something to say or add to this. I'll definitely give it to him. I'll send you the link. Yeah, so yeah, a bunch of people in the chat remember it. Okay, so yeah, beloved chatter, yeah, because that was
Right.
about the time. Yeah, beloved, you were security for Ray. I remember now. Beloved had to go down there that night. Weren't you there, beloved chatter? Weren't you down there like protecting Ray from getting beat up? Yes, okay, and then Schmuel saying Gino said he recorded Norman in the bathroom, but that's not true. I saw the video of it, and it was absolutely in a hallway. It may have been near a bathroom or something along those lines, but I watched the video, and I know that's not what happened.
Wait, Quad, is it a case of Ray heard the word hallway and pissing and automatically saw bathroom?
Ray's pissing in the hallway. Yeah, that's where he thinks
Attention
people
to
go to the
screen,
bathroom.
Dave.
Automatically, that's what came to
Me.
mind, right?
Yep.
All right, Schmuel, you're locked and loaded if you want it. All right, let's go ahead and finish this. I don't even. I
You know
kind of
the
lost
difference
where
though,
we
right,
were with
Echo?
this because Ray starts saying like, "Leave him alone." Like, yeah, we'll
Because
all leave
my
Danny
chat
alone.
was what
No
led
problem.
Gino to
The
say
only time
those
we fuck
things.
with anyone in Danny's universe is Ray when he's on his show with him at the stand.
Just like
and people
$50
call
of
in
coke
and
isn't a
fuck
lot of
with
money,
Ray.
Echo.
I've never done it, but you've
It's
heard
not a lot
Dr.
on
Chow's
coke.
voice
So when you're
and
trying
plenty
to
of
call
other
me a
people.
cokehead,
Whatever.
use
We recognize some of
$50.
those voices and names. It's funny. It's funny. I thought it was funny when they were doing it. And I'm Ray's buddy.
I know he's got to go to Minnesota and do his thing there.
Yeah, so he's definitely talking about Gino because there's the Minnesota.
Hey man, I'd take a free trip to Minnesota in May. Beautiful place that time of year.
Reference. Gino's got to go to Minnesota. So, okay, what did Ray just say? I know nothing about that guy. I don't talk about that guy. I don't know anything about what's going on with him. But somehow he knows that he's got to go to Minnesota to go to court. This is the kind of shit I hate is when people are like so dumb that they say blanket statements like, I don't know about that guy. I don't keep up with that guy. It's like Chad did that to me. I love that's a perfect example because he's like, who is this Quadfather guy? Like, I don't even know who this guy is. He like signed the Tampa Accords papers and he does a BYB and like talks shit about me. It's like,
This is
I've got it sped.
yeah,
Guys.
you do know about me. So, okay, we'll take that back. But I love that shit when people automatically just within 2 sentences reveal themselves as really not telling the truth. Deceitful. Okay. So when I don't talk, when there's like a break and then the noise stuff, you know,
Thanks
the
for
noise.
your ad, Roshi.
Never mind. We'll move on.
But like, he's recording comedians in
You're
bathrooms.
entering
I don't know
OJ
anything
levels,
about that.
Roshi, with that
I
laugh.
wasn't there. I'm not in the bathroom, but I know nothing. I know nothing. I see nothing.
But you just said he was filming. He just said a second ago that he was Gino was filming people in the bathrooms, and now he's like, yeah, I don't know nothing about filming people in the bathrooms. Like, God damn it, make up your mind, Ray. That's what.
Well, Ray's saying was, he whatever. He watched.
He was
the video.
reiterating what Gino said, and both of them are retarded.
Gino said it. Yeah.
So infuriating about trying to get like, if you try to get
Drunk
specifics or info out of
retards.
Ray, just forget it. Give up.
And wait, Quad, and you decided to call Ray just now before we started playing these clips?
I watched.
you-
Well, that's why, because I was watching the shit and I seen how confusing it was, and I was like, "Well, dude, just fucking. Why don't you just?" I was trying to get him on air to say, "Well, do you know that Gino recorded people
100%.
in the bathroom, or are you just saying that?" Because
Also, do you see Joe Biden what he just put in the chat? Apparently his camera's not working. He can come on with audio though.
well, no, it was you're the one that said you had shit to talk, so I don't know if you had a different version of events or something that you could add, then pop on. But yeah, otherwise, no worries, man. I sent you the link. If you're around, that's fine. If not, that's fine too, buddy.
Nothing. I know
Polish
nothing. I
cock.
know nothing.
I
But
know nothing.
that's weird.
Oh, okay, yeah, ACDC. You're right.
That's right.
That's
Polish cock.
what's his name? Colonel Clink,
One poll rule them all.
right? Hogan's Heroes or whatever.
Whose cat was that? That's a good question. I keep hearing
That's
cat
Roach's
again.
kitty.
All right,
Shut that fucking cat up. Roachy, shut that fucking
I'm trying
cat
to do
up.
a professional show here. I thought it was one of my cats. But
Yeah, dogs are fine. Cats aren't allowed.
So for
I gotta
clarification,
be- I'll
last
be
night
right
I had
back.
this living room door closed. The cat wouldn't shut the fuck up. Tonight I've got the door wide open. The cat won't shut the fuck up. I don't know what you guys want me to do apart from put my foot up the cat's ass.
Both.
You need
All
another
of the
cat.
above.
You can have a pair of slippers.
Give me a minute.
Welcome to the stage, Schmuel. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, Quad, and the rest of the crew.
What's going on,
I,
Schmuel?
I apologize for not having camera. I wasn't planning on coming out. Hey, Ray is repeating what Gino said on air. Gino said he had a phone in his pocket and he was recording Mark Norman, trying to get him to say shit about Ray.
Well, he absolutely did get him to. He did get him to just like go along with Gino's joke about Ray, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what I mean." He played along with. Gino said a couple nasty. I wish. So I called. I texted Stancil today to see because I went and looked through all of Ski Mask Collective to see if I could find that video. It was gone. Then I texted Jim Stancil and I was like, "Hey, where's that video you guys did from the stand last year?" And it was pretty much like a year ago right now.
I don't know. Is this the only video? Is this the only recording?
Yeah, as far as I know. But
well, you know,
that's the
'cause-
weird thing.
look,
Ray said.
Ray's not. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, Ray said on this video that someone sent him a clip of Gino recording. So
No,
Of a
he has a
recording from the
clip
bathroom.
of Gino saying that he recorded Norman in the bathroom.
that's not what he made it sound like. He made it sound like he has a recording of Gino recording in the bathroom. And I remember the live stream, and I think everybody kind of does that watch that, KB included, maybe Beloved Chatter, absolutely did not go into the bathroom to record Mark Norman. So
Well,
I think Gino said that he was going to the bathroom and had the live stream with him. You know what I mean?
You know, I don't know why we're defending Gino here, Quad, but why don't you just watch the Gino clip? See what Gino said.
I don't even. Yeah, we'll watch that too. But I'm saying that Ray's going around saying I'm not defending either one of them. I'm friends with both of them. You're aware of that, right?
Okay.
I mean, I have no issues with either one of them.
No, but
I just don't want Ray going around like misinforming people that Gino got kicked out of the stand for recording people in the bathroom. That's not what happened.
Well, Gino was, nobody was happy with Gino doing a live stream from the stand, right?
That's why he got kicked out of the stand. He did get kicked out of the stand.
And number two, Ray's not making this up. Gino said it. It's not, like I don't understand why anytime Ray says something, even if it's straight from the horse's mouth, we're gonna shit all over Ray.
I just said I remember what Gino said about the situation. I'm not like putting words in Ray's mouth. He said the words, but also the same with Gino. I'm not defending either one or being partial, honestly. I'm just trying to clear up the record because I do know that Gino is kicked out of the stand, and Danny Polachuk was not surprised about that. Nobody is. Gino, he said himself, I called into his show today. He admittedly, he was like, "Yeah, dude, I get it. I'm pretty much kicked from every fucking place from the pandemic." He pretty much got kicked out of every comedy club. So he's not like defending that. He's just saying when Ray lies, like that shit annoys him. Whatever, it causes a back and forth.
But Ray's not. But I guess my point, Quad, is Ray's not lying, right? This is what Gino said. Gino, for the last 4 years, has been saying Ray caused him problems at the stand. Ray had nothing to do with this. This was Gino's filming, right?
I mean, I don't honestly know.
Well, you just said that
I
Gino
know
got
that
kicked out of the
Ray-
stand for the recording, right?
I think that's what it was about. But also what Gino said was when Joe, the guy that runs the stand, called him, he answered the phone.
I'm sorry to put you guys all through that. Apparently, I'm not supposed to be playing myself on another stream, but I don't care because it's my show. I can do what the fuck I want. So this was the part. This is the stuff that annoys me because we're supposed to be like, this is Quad's giving Ray a hard time. He's lying. He's this, but Ray wasn't lying. Well, we have the clip, and we will play it for you of Gino, and you guys can hear what Gino said, and then once we hear what Gino said, we will then come back, and I will ask you all what you think. And look at that. Hit the wrong fucking button.
Ray DeVito, open micer. Next question.
By the way, shout out to Dave Sarah, who, by the way, I can admit when I'm wrong. Like, did you watch any of the show yesterday?
I watched
He-
most of it, a good portion.
Yeah. What, like, so I'm like, am I banned at the stand? Like, and I was like, yeah, they're the only thing to try. I'm like, am I banned at the stand? And he's like, I don't know, you know? And it's like, this is how I can admit when I'm wrong. Like, fucking Dave reaches out to me because he lives in that world. Dave Sarah, shout out. And he's like, I heard you were banned, and we won't get into specifics of how, but he's like, I heard you were banned not by Ray DeVito, but by Mark Normand because you recorded him. You had a conversation with him and you recorded it. And Peter, you know me, I go like this. Oh, yeah, I did. Because Ray DeVito is such a piece of shit. I assume everyone hates him. And I'm just bullshitting with Mark Normand. I wasn't even recording. I was doing a stream. Now I remember completely. I was doing a live stream with Jim Stansel. And then I went to the bathroom and I just put the phone in my pocket. That's what it was. And I was talking to him and I knew it was on. It's not like, oh, what? I knew it was on. I'm like, let me shit on Ray because he'll shit on Ray too. And he did. And I apologize.
Okay, Dave. Did Gino just say he recorded Norman in the bathroom, or am I mistaken?
That's what he said. And so he remembers the bathroom and he remembers Mark Norman, but he's got the shit mixed up. So to your credit, Ray didn't lie. Ray won. Ray's the winner. So act accordingly. But Ray didn't lie because he's taking Gino's word for it. Now, we know that's stupid, but yes.
Go ahead.
That's it. He's stupid. That's it.
So I don't know. Look, I get accused of being a Ray ball washer, and it's not as much that I am a Ray ball washer as I'm probably more of a Gino disliker, and that's why this shit comes up. But so I don't know, man. It's like we're helping Gino. Number one, Gino said it, right? He said what he was doing. He said he recorded him in the can, and I don't understand what the problem with that is. Like, I don't understand why we can just say, yeah, that's what he did. You know?
Yeah. I'm not as poo-poo on Gino as you are. He's probably fun to hang out with and chill with. But is he a dabbler? He's a dabbler. He's a dabbler of comedy. So this is just two open micers going at it, and I don't really think it needs to be paid too much credence to. But I'm a fan of Ray. I'm a fan of Gino. But and I'll help both of these guys out. I've offered to help both of them out. I just think that I don't know this. I think what Gino does is just good old fashioned fun, and Ray just what I get angry about is that Ray just gets angry. He doesn't know how to play along. At least Gino can play along with this stuff. Gino can't be trusted. All right, fair enough. I don't know Gino, so fair enough. And look, he doesn't even know his own history, so and there is no helping Ray. I know that. Well, I did mention to Gino that now that I know that not to treat Ray like an adult, I treat him like my brother, which is with lots of love and with lots of boundaries. So with that going into it is like, I got no issues anymore with Ray. Like I love Ray. I'm back in the Ray DeVito business, but with just that caveat beforehand, as long as you, yeah, no, I get it. Gino Gunn.
A favorite Leo Gunn story, which I will share very quickly, was Gino was going to have a huge Christmas party at Sullivan's, and Leo was there, and it was Leo and Gino staring at each other, and the bar owner telling Gino, "Look, man, we can't keep this area closed. Nobody's coming." So listen, my thing with Gino goes back to the in hot water stuff. Particularly once we talked a lot. I'd sent him a tweet. He got mad at the tweet I sent him. He put the tweet up on screen and then told
What was the
his
tweet?
millions of fans. I suggested that it's possible that Gino and Keanu. Well, I didn't suggest. I said Gino and Keanu reminded me of the original A Star Is Born, which wasn't a musical, where Frederick March plays the husband. Janet Gaynor plays the wife, Mrs. Norman Maine, and Norman, who was really famous and an A-list actor, just drinks himself out of the business, and that was my. And she did become popular in the movie, but the deal to me was, it was like, this guy was just like sitting on in hot water every day, drinking, and his career was just going to shit. And so that was my tweet way back then. And I don't know. And then I just like this whole, the COVIDian thing, just everything with Gino is just the same goddamn thing every day. And fool me once. I thought Gino was talented, and I thought he was pissing away his talent. And
First mistake.
I got angry. Well, I just I like these comics. I'm a little probably too involved. Not so much in their individual careers, but when I watch individuals piss away a career. He and Berg had a good thing, and he just couldn't stop himself. And it wasn't really, from if memory serves, and Quad can correct me at some point, but if memory serves, the first person that physically attacked Gino was not our buddy Pat, but might have been an ex-partner of his who held him against the wall and threatened him because he was saying shit about his wife and talking about him behind his back. So I don't know. I just got whatever, I got a little involved. And then I like Ray. And I've said I like Ray. And Ray may be all the things that everybody says he is, but he's a nice guy. In any event,
did you hear what Louis J said about him on the episode that hasn't aired yet?
No.
So Louis J talked about Ray DeVito and says, I know Ray DeVito. The problem is every time Ray DeVito comes up to you and says hello, he says he can't just come up to you and say hello. He comes up to you and then immediately starts trying to figure out how he can get something from you.
Interesting.
Louis J. Gomez saying that. I don't know how many instances they've had, how many, but that episode will be live on YouTube tomorrow. It's only behind a paywall. I would have played it today on my show, but I don't believe in playing paywall stuff on my show.
And look, if that's Lewis's experience and that's what Lewis believes, that's a legit complaint. But Lewis is coming out saying it. He's not making up a story, right?
I just want to say that I did play it by way of Kevin Brennan's show, because Kevin Brennan got the few minute clip. I could have gone into Gas Digital and streamed this directly from Gas Digital, but I don't think that's ethical. I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Actually, I think that's where I did. Now that I think about it, I heard that on Brennan's show, or your snipe of Brennan's show.
Right.
So
Brennan was a little brutal to me. I have a little. He's called it boring. He said what am I gonna fall? I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. And then Mr. Rapey had a nice. He said, "Hey boss, remember when you said everybody should go watch Dave Sarah? How'd that turn out?" And it's just fucking brutal.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. I'm glad anybody mutters my name.
I can
muttering John's my name. All right, go on.
Leo, I'm perfectly happy to admit I'm wrong. It was not just you and Gino. It was you, Gino, and Big A. But this was
Big
this
A.
big A.
Big A.
But this is hilarious, right? They roped off. They reserved the second floor, roped off an entire area, brought in extra bartenders, and only Gino and Big A show up.
I don't know, man. That's like, yeah, I don't know. You're throwing a show that's like a lead-in show to another show that's behind a paywall. Everything's all behind paywall. You've got a few hundred people watching, maybe. And yeah, sure, most of them are in the New York area, but you got to figure, you have to figure the most, unless you'll ever get is 10% of your live viewing views. You just gotta come up with that number. And look at AC. If
Right.
you take Kevin Brennan, let's say has 600-700 concurring viewers and sold out a place of 60. That's the golden ratio, 10%. So you know.
Apparently, Gino went to the Chad Zumach School of Party Planning.
Right.
Those two
Yeah.
guys they're so similar, and but because I had to cover Big A, the myth that I paid for the entire compound Christmas party was born. Well, I guess you did there, Leo. If we get to the truth.
I mean, you basically paid for the entire Christmas party. You paid for
did.
2/3 of the entire Christmas party. You and Big A. The only other person there was Gino. So technically,
Technically, you did, right?
But by the way, for a party, how is Big A's drinks not covered when you're at a party that was supposed to be for 50 people or whatever, and only 3 people showed up? There aren't a couple beers for you for free? What the fuck?
Really? Hey, I never knew this part. I did not know that there was a party downstairs with Kumia, KB, and Levy.
Yeah, nobody wants to go upstairs, bro.
Man.
Everybody's downstairs hanging out. We're doing karaoke.
So this is like, all right. So this is part of my Gino thing, right? Is that he shits on Ray, talks about Ray. Ray has no fans. He's not funny. He never has a comment. He's not a comedian, et cetera, et cetera. And yet Ray is more of a draw than Gino, right? I've never seen Gino get a standing ovation.
Yeah.
John,
More of a
Let
draw.
me just finish this.
I apologize because it's like I think Ray's such a piece of shit, and I'll say this out loud so everyone can hear how dumb this sounds. So why would anyone care that I'm recording him and shitting on another comic that actually runs a show and sometimes books him? Yeah. So when I see Mark Norman, I'll be like, dude, if you're mad at me, I understand. I fucking apologize. But then
If I see Mark Norman.
I like when things make sense. You know what I mean, Pete? And I'm not going to apologize I'm not going to apologize for being the person I am, but I'll go up to Norman and be like, dude, that's on me. And I'll even go up to the same, like, am I banned? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, all right. You know what I mean? It's like,
Sure.
like, well, I guess I won't do my spots this month. Oh, you haven't booked me since Brennan's roast. Okay. Somehow I'll survive. But you know what I mean? I can admit when I do a little fucky uppy. And again, to me, it wasn't a fuck up. This guy's such a piece of shit, which is why, again, it makes me like me when Dave goes, he texts me and I call him like, oh yeah, that makes absolute sense, Dave. Thank you so much. But the thing is,
You're welcome, Gino.
like if you ban me because of something Ray DeVito did, I can't respect you. I banned
And
you
we
because
said
Mark
that.
Norman. Well, say no more. Say no more. Mark Norman is a friend of mine, and he's like, why would you do that to me? I get it. So yeah. Mark, and I disagree. I think Johnny Claire, Mark Norman's very funny. Very funny.
Can you just go back a couple seconds real quick where he goes,
Sure.
so listen to this
Yeah.
gaff real quick.
So yeah. And I disagree. I think Johnny Claire.
Go
Mark
back
Norman-
more.
Mark Norman's very funny. Very funny.
Whoa. Whoa. Fucked up, Dave. Oh, this was to try to get you all to see. Where is it?
Where's what? Never mind. Doesn't matter. The point
right.
is, you could close this. The point is that that he goes. Oh, you think if I got kicked out of the stand because of Ray DeVito? Well, they're a piece of shit. But if I got banned from the stand because of Mark Norman, well, and you think he's gonna say, well, Mark Norman's a big deal, or Mark Norman's a famous comedian, or Mark Norman's got a lot of pull. No, he goes, Mark Norman's my friend. That's not. That's not. I don't feel like you didn't use the right word there. What you meant to say was Mark Norman's a big deal. Ray DeVito's not a big deal. Don't try to turn this into it's a big deal that the stand got you banned. If the stand banned you because of Ray DeVito versus Mark Norman, don't try to make the case that one of them is your friend and one of them is not your friend. No, the case is one of them is Ray DeVito and the other one is Mark Norman. One of them's got pull and the other one doesn't. Right? Am I wrong about that, Schmuel?
Yeah, I guess. What is he upset that? Is he upset? I don't know.
I'm just
Go
saying
ahead.
that it's just weird that he would. In his mind, the stand is okay because Mark Norman, his friend, got him banned. But if the stand was, but if the stand was okay, Ray DeVito getting him banned, then he's not okay with the stand. You know what I mean here? That's like,
Yeah.
it's not. But it's not because one is a big comic and the other one has no pool. It's because one of them is his friend and the other one's not his friend in Gino's mind, which is wild.
But and also too, like, how did Gino not know? He's been complaining about Ray for like 4 years, right? Like,
Sure.
how did he not know what the reality was? It took you all this time later to clue him into what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the problem with, maybe drinking too much, right? I don't know. Was he drunk during that stream? I can't even remember. I remember the stream. I remember like it going down, sort of, and then I remember we spoke about it because I called you on the phone. And I was like, "Did you hear Danny Polachuk and blah 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 talking about this?" And you're like, "No, I hadn't talked about it." And then you told me the story, and then I ran and told Gino that like, "Hey, this is why," and so yeah, like I guess it happened so long ago he forgot. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe you do so many shows, they all blend into one show. I don't know. I've never done 1,400
Well,
episodes of In Hot Water, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Thank you, Carlos. I don't.
Why
I
did
don't know.
Felicia why? I'm curious. Did Felicia possibly get a concussion and now he's trying to say, "Oh no, she's wrong about her accident because of a concussion"? Because that's what I think. That's what I think, Carlos Danger. I think Felicia talking today about how wrong she was about her accident proves that she most likely has a concussion.
Oh, I thought she was trying to cover up so that she doesn't get charged with reckless driving. But hey, what do I know? We'll
Dude.
watch. Let's slow down. We'll watch that clip in a minute. I
Yeah.
want to finish with this. And we could snipe Ray if you want to, but I don't think so.
care. I gotta leave in
So-
like 15 minutes anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. So I just this is I got a phone call last night after after BYB, and here's the story. So the deal is, this all did right. The way that Gino described it is the way that I've been told it happened. That it was in the bathroom, but that it started in the bathroom. It didn't happen in the hallway. And when Ray says, "I don't know," or whatever, Ray did know, because the night that it happened and when it happened, somebody had screen recorded it and sent it to Ray. Ray knew about it, and Ray chose not to speak about it because he didn't want to fuck with Gino. And he didn't want to fuck with Gino being at the stand. So I thought, I mean, that's pretty, I don't know. I thought that was a cool thing about Ray. And Ray didn't tell me that. The guy who sent him The video told me that. So, Ray's had opportunity after opportunity to come on and say shit about Gino, and he's never chosen it. He's never chosen to do it. So I think in this one, Ray, I would say that Ray comes out ahead. Now, look, we're talking about comparing Gino to Ray. So it's not like, we don't have two top comedians here fighting. We just have two Dabbleversians. And whatever. So I just wanted to I wanted to make that point. I got annoyed at Quad defending Gino and shitting on Ray. And Ray, the part that Quad really got me at was when he said Ray was spreading misinformation, and it's totally not misinformation.
Yeah, I mean, no, well, it's disinformation because Gino spread the misinformation, and now it's being picked up from a second source who needs to think that it's supposed to be a good source, and now it's disinformation. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know. I think Gino was trying to make himself feel better, and I guess this does. In closing, Schmuel is a big Ray DeVito fan, the biggest. Maybe he has a concussion. No,
possible.
As I once told Patrick Melton, I have a soft spot for for injured comedians.
Oh yeah,
so,
did Melton let you touch his soft spot?
Melton chuckled, and that was it.
Got
So
a soft spot back there.
Yeah, I planned on going out of the Gino Bisconti business, but I just wanted to clear all of this stuff up, and hence the Costa weekend.
Could have had $50 today, Echo, but you decided to have shit mods. It's fine.
Hey, speaking of, I swear to God, Leo, when I read that at first, I thought you were going to say Ray will be wearing me eventually. But in any event, that's my Gino stuff. I hope Gino finds the right path. And to go back to Deb and the orange and everything, Gino was not at home. He was at Chrissy Mayer's house. Because he had a big gig that night, but apparently not big enough that you got a hotel room.
Yeah, I got a big gig. $30. I'm making $30 tonight.
Well, I actually did
bring
laugh.
Your shows, Gino.
I did laugh because he said he was staying at Chrissy's because he had a gig in the Catskills.
Yeah, it looked like a real stable to me.
And anybody that knows New York, like from where Gino lives to where Chrissy lives is a very quick trip. So maybe I'll give him this. Maybe he knocked a half an hour off his trip. I found it a little weird that Chrissy and Keanu are sort of not speaking, right? And they had their tension.
She was on Simcast recently.
When she was on, the Catskills is a long ride, but it's not that much longer from East Harlem to Westchester than it is from East Harlem to the Catskills. In any event, he's just making up excuses. Yeah, I recognize the chair from Deb. Frank's parents own a condo at one of the Catskill resorts. I thought this was their house.
Oh, maybe it's one of the Catskill resorts, not like Chrissy's apartment house.
Oh, or the basement of Frank's parents' house? Is that what they say?
Frank's parents own a condo. Maybe he's staying at the condo, and the parents.
Oh, they do own
there, maybe.
He may be. They do own a. They do own a big house in Westchester. So we'll move on. The Frank guy is insidious. Yeah, we've talked about that, right? We talked about And Leo, remember producer Rob, this guy that was supposedly a scumbag because he was asking people, women, for their phone numbers, which seems to me to be legitimate. And the rumor around it was more that Rob was a producer, and I guess it was all the Simpcast cam girls or OnlyFans girls, whatever the hell you call them, and they were more concerned that producer Rob would be putting on his own shows, and Frank would be getting excluded.
Oh, jeez. Isn't
That
that a shame?
Yeah, exactly. One time back in the early days, Bob Kelly was at Gotham, and he tweeted out this big tweet. I'm at Gotham tonight. He's trying to get people to come, and I went, "Wow, Gotham! Who are you opening for?" And Kelly went nuts. Fuck you. You know who I am.
Yeah, show us the 1099s, Bobby Kelly. Show us the 1099s, you fat fuck. That's
Kelly
why
is actually.
That's why Sirius FM. That's why Sirius FM is going out of business, because you have to keep buying Bobby Kelly new chairs. Keep breaking them.
New chairs. Ha ha ha. I guess he doesn't eat anymore, right? So I like Robert Kelly. I think Robert Kelly is funny. I did not expect him to be funny, and
he ain't.
He was very funny. And when we go back to O&A, right, which is where I got my intro to most.
He wasn't even good on O&A.
To most of these comedians, I fully expected the way they were sucking on Dane Cook's balls that Dane Cook was going to be hilarious, and Robert Kelly was just going to be some shit opener. Because, you know, the big thing with Rob Kelly back then was, I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee.
I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee,
and,
man. Boom, boom.
Right. And it and anyway, I saw Dane Cook do one of his stadium,
Louis C.K.'s bits.
What do you call so when they're at the Garden as opposed to Shea Stadium? Is the Garden an auditorium a stadium bit? A stadium show? Would that be a stadium? All right. And I was like, how does anybody fucking watch this guy? I was blown away. And then I saw Robert Kelly live and laughed the old ass off. So that's my Robert Kelly, Gino Bisconti thing. You got anything else to say about this whole thing with Gino?
No. Follow me on David Sarah at David Sarah on YouTube, guys. I love you. I gotta go make dinner, buddy. See you later.
All right. Bye. See you later. Yeah. I've heard. I don't know the guy. I've heard a lot of stuff. Deb, I do not know if he was opening for Shecky Green, but I imagine he was opening for someone. So two things today. One, the Doom clip of Felicia. The part that I wanted to see was the accident itself, which we'll see in a second. And the second part of today's Dabbleverse news is the legend is back. The legend was all over MLC, and he had to send Kevin, I don't know, a couple of $100, disavowed his friendship with Stuttering John, and was telling everyone that he's made up with Tracy Jane and he never had naked pictures and he never threatened her. So I don't know what's going on with that. I've never been much of a Legend fan, but yeah, it's interesting that you say that. It was actually true because when the Legend Super Chat started coming in, Kevin's mood completely changed. He was comfortable, humorous. He was a lot of things that he hasn't been lately. And look, the deal that people were saying at Atlantic City, or the people that I heard at Atlantic City was that Kevin's been doing multiple shows a day and doing them alone because his super chats are down and he doesn't want to have to pay people. So you aren't a fan of a has-been doxer who trolls with money. Weird. Yeah, I've never really been a Legend fan. There's a lot of people in the Dabbleverse with money that super chat and do things, and they don't dox, and they don't try to fuck with people, and they keep these guys going because a lot of them wouldn't be able to continue their streams. I don't know what the Legends gig is, but man, it's rough. And, not just Ray. I mean, I was doing shitty shit to Ray, not just Ray, but other people as well. And so like I said, not a fan of the Legend. And it also there's some stuff that just doesn't make sense in this Schmuel brain of mine, which is you're a former baseball player, you're like fantastic rookie. I guess I don't know much about his career. And yes, these are the things that have been said, and there's a bunch of other alleged doxing incidents involving the Legend. And there's also the Legend may have been encouraging someone to sue someone else in the Dabbleverse. The thing never took off, luckily, but yeah, it all felt sleazy to me. So I am gonna switch gears. I got to get into this Felicia Gillespie accidente, and this is pretty. I'm glad the Legend's back. And Mint, why? Seriously, why? And before you put that chat up, I thought maybe that's the reason. I met KB in AC. I wanted to put it up, but apparently you cannot put up pictures of JPEGs. There's a picture that there's somebody that does Schmuel Buckman service dog pictures, or has a parody account on Twitter, and put up the picture of Kevin and I together where I was streaming or on his stream from his hotel room with all the people there. We weren't alone, but Kevin was using the back of his hand to gently touch my face. So take that for what it's worth. And yeah, he grew chill. He grew chill. And yeah, it definitely, the 3 likes it gets make me really happy. All right, guys. I do not have a lot of time. I don't want to bore the shit out of you. So I want us to take a look at what am I doing here? Whoa, present. Oh, maybe I can do that then. Hold on, kids. Window. There it is. Lemon Party Revisited, only with older men. There you go. I was very excited to see this. And I enjoyed doing that stream, mostly because I got to crap on Chad and maintain some of my dignity, what little I have left. But let's go over here to share screen. And this I have on half speed. This is the actual accident that we're gonna watch. So let's watch it. I'll play it at full speed, then we'll go back to. Okay, so that's the accident, right? We all saw that. Let's pull up a little bit. We'll start with quad. I'm gonna do it at half speed. And just watch Felicia very closely.
The turn.
All right. And one more time at a significant the half speed, which would be a quarter speed, kids. To not dox myself, I will say that I've been involved in auto accident stuff for a very long time. And this time I want you to watch Felicia's eyes. Okay. So anyway, Felicia came on today. She's got this entire story about a silver pickup truck hitting her on the side and then driving her into a median. So the assumption would be that she's traveling west. It could be reversed because the camera could be mirrored. So, but she's driving west. The passenger side of her car is hit by this pickup truck and forced into the median, hits the median and spins around, right? And we see a bunch of damage to her car. It's kind of hard after an accident to know exactly what damage was caused by the accident, what damage was caused by towing. Usually the tow companies will take a picture beforehand, but we are never going to see those. Mint Diggity. Definitely looking at the chat. And I do not disagree with that, but this is what I'll tell you. My first thought was she's fucking around with the chat, right? She's streaming, she's fucking around with the chat. She's trying to look at the chat and read it, you know, that interaction thing that we're all so desperate for. And the guy behind her was getting all pissed off, went around her trying to intimidate her a little bit, scare her, get a little bit close, and accidentally hit her. But when I watch this again, I think maybe there's something else going on here. And I am going to pull it up. We're going to, one more time, I'm going to bore you with it. And we'll go through. Doom clip, by the way. Doom clip. Okay. Watch her eyes. You can't really see it, but watch her entire body. My view on this is exactly what Deb is saying here. I think what happened was the guy was probably near her. We don't know how far away or close she was to the median. And okay, we're assuming that she's traveling west, so the median is on her left side. She could be going east, but we'll just do the west thing because it makes life a lot easier. And she looks at the chat, and what happens is, as she looks at the chat, the entire car moves to the right, and this other guy hit her. And I had said today, there's a lot of don't stream and drive, don't stream and drive. And I've always assumed, I'm not a streamer and driver, but I've always assumed that, if you have a camera on and the camera's watching you and you're not interacting with it, it's no different than having a passenger in your car. Well, today I kind of experimented with that a little bit. And I got to tell you, it is hard as fuck to maintain your attention when that stream is on, because you can't help, because I guess because it's you that's actually doing, you're on the camera or on the phone device. It's hard to really maintain safe driving. And I think what happened here is that she drifted over. She looked to the right, moved the car to the right, and boom, that's what happened. So I think I'm being won over to the side that says, don't stream while driving. Definitely don't be answering the chat. Not to go back to Gino, but I've watched him and Keanu in his little Chevy Sprint with the light on driving at night. And he's looking at and answering chats and tapping on the phone. And there's a lot of short stopping and distracted driving, and Keanu looking absolutely terrified while that's going on. And but I have a feeling that all of this, the other guy hit me and there were witnesses. The reality is that the longer a story gets when somebody's telling it and relating an incident, the more words they use, the more likely they're adding to or taking away from the story. And I once had a cop say to me, if you can't explain the accident to me in 10 words or less, it's probably your fault. So I totally think that's what happened here. And, Felicia, it's quite interesting, this whole thing with Felicia, that now I don't know that that's what happened, but I was kind of surprised to see the Pat Dixon tweet that people were asking for Felicia. But I think in the end of all this it's probably going to be determined that the accident was Felicia's fault. And I hope for her, she has full coverage on her car, so her damage gets fixed. But I think worrying about driving through the desert was something she shouldn't have been worried about. And driving in traffic while streaming was a good thing. I am about to finish up. I just have a couple of things I wanted to mention. In the Dabbleverse, whenever I came into the Dabbleverse, I heard Kumia talking about WATP and Opie. I watched that, then got into the Stuttering John stuff, and yes. Go back to that in a second. Back to the Stuttering, got into the Stuttering John stuff, and I find it interesting how much my view of the Dabbleverse has changed, and it's just Stuttering John is like a non-entity. Nobody cares. Whatever he did, he has become uninteresting. He may come back, who knows? But the Kate Meany tapes, the second set, I don't think so. Nobody seems interested in them. They made him look like a fool. Nobody believes for a minute that he was trying to help that girl out. He's just become uninteresting. But what has been interesting to me is how far he's fallen, how much I used to look forward to Point Dabble Point every week. And now I just forget that it's on. And I generally see them later. I don't think I like Schmuel. I like Schmuel a lot. But the trainable stuff has zero interest for me. I hope they do well. I hope they get it. But if we just look at where we were when this whole Dabbleverse started, right? Big names were John, Schmuel, Bob Levy, and Shuli's still pulling numbers. I don't believe for a minute that he buys them, but that's based on economics because you could rig the system to pull numbers, but you can't rig the system to pull numbers for 2 years. Shuli gets reported a lot, and I have to believe that YouTube has a method for determining it. They have no interest because YouTube sells advertising. That's where it really makes its money. It has no interest in fake viewers because if that were to become something that were considered true in the advertising world, YouTube would quickly become Rumble, where nobody believes anything and big advertisers are just not going to put their money there. So YouTube has a vested interest in making sure that this stuff doesn't happen. But the Bob Levy thing, Bob leaving TSN, honest to God, I don't know when he's on. I have a membership because I got a free membership. I think I keep getting free memberships, but I never watch the show anymore. And I think Bob is good as a third mic. I don't know. I don't see him as a guy who's hosting a show, mostly because there's no prep. Like I think he'd probably do great if he did a show once a week, but every day it's sort of the same thing over and over again. And it is kind of sad. Bob was a big thing in New York. We're about the same age. Bob was a big thing. People really wanted to see Bob. And he killed. He was a Rich Voss level as a killer with crowd work. People loved Bob and the crowd work. For me, the issue was after you saw him the second or third time, it was essentially all the same stuff. I've seen Aaron Burr perform a bunch of times, and Aaron, in the times that I've seen him live at shows, he does a lot of crowd work, but it's always different. There's always something new or funny or added in. I enjoy it. So Bob just isn't anymore, and I am sure that there are a bunch of other people that were big names that you guys can remember that I can't even remember, and it's not age, it's just obscurity, right? They've just gone away. And it's funny because now I look forward to, I like to watch Echo Pineapple. I think that show, I find those guys very funny. I find Joey C very uninteresting, but I like the way they do it. I've seen Quad doesn't seem to be pulling. He seems to pull about 80 people a show, which, I've got, I don't know what, 8 viewers on YouTube right now. So I'm not really the guy to say it, but they've been doing that for a long time. So a lot of these guys that were big in the Dabbleverse that could pull, and by big, I'm going to say over 500 people a show, seem to have really hit the skids and disappeared. Brennan, I think, used to pull. I would look at the numbers there, and he would always pull more than 1,000, always north of 1,000. And now it's 600-700. So I don't know if the Dabbleverse is dying or it's just that evolutionary process where new people come in and there's something better and they understand you can't just do the same shit every day. So two things. Mint Diggity, all right. Rob seems to be trying to hitch his wagon to Perry. Talk about that in a sec. Yeah, but no one's growing. Is that true? I'm not really sure. But I don't know. Like some of the guys, like the Aussie guy and Blind Mike, those guys seem to be growing. Carl seems to be doing fine. It's the shows that seem to focus solely on Stuttering John that don't seem to me in the Dabbleverse that seem to have gone away. Now, Perry. I think the Perry Carabello stuff is very funny the first one or two times you see it. I didn't know who Perry was. Adam Carolla talked about Windy City Heat, and it was Carolla that got me to watch it. And then Perry was at Pottstown. Pottstown had about 400 people there. And again, maybe 200, but it seemed like 400 to me. And more than half, probably 2/3 or more of the audience was there to see Perry. And they love him. And I've heard that Melton say over and over again that Perry is killing it on the super tip system. I don't know. To me, it's like dance monkey dance. So it's hard for me to watch shows and not think about the performer. Perry is a one-trick pony. Perry is played out. I totally agree. Those are like, it's just, I mean, you know what? I don't know. It's just, it's not funny anymore. And then it's like with Stuttering John with me it's either he's real, and this is just sad after a while, or he's a character and we're being played. And, you know, like all characters, particularly comedy characters, they're fun in the beginning when they're new, and after a while, it just gets to be the same thing over and over and over again. And so I'm going to quickly go back to something that's always bothered me, not in the Dabbleverse, but just in the internet in general. How long before the new car GoFundMe grift? And Deb, the answer was in 3, 2, 1. Nas. I absolutely agree. I think the GoFundMe thing is played out. It blows me away that people send money to other people. And I find it really distasteful that, you know, the first thing you do when you get diagnosed with cancer is set up a GoFundMe. Or when somebody dies, you set up a GoFundMe. It's like, do they need the money? Do they not need the money? Like, I've seen some of these accidents where you know somebody's getting a big payout, but yet their first thought is to set up a GoFundMe. And somebody's got to be making money off it. And I have a feeling it's not the people who are setting up the people with the GoFundMe's aren't the ones getting it. And I'm probably wrong about that, but it's just distasteful to me. And living in a world of beggars is also distasteful to me. In any event, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks, Dave Sarah, and the Clippers as usual. Doom at Doomspayer, Stallion 19, My Lost Interest, So Thorough, Joe Burrow. If you haven't watched any of those, go and watch. And if they have members on YouTube or PayPal or whatever the hell they have to get some, send them a couple of shekels, because this stuff takes a lot of work. And my God, there would be no way I could watch an entire Felicia Gillespie show and clip that. I'm lucky to get past the first 5 minutes. So if it weren't for them, these people would never be known, and we wouldn't have as much entertainment as we do. Good night, guys. It has been a blast. Leo, stay away from bad Christmas parties. Good night, guys.